Hi, it's Kevin. Welcome to Relationship Ready. Thanks for joining us. Please comment, subscribe, like, and support our relationship so that we can have a larger relationship together and continue conversation. Today, we're going to talk about trust and cheating. We're going to define it, we're going to talk about the impact, and we're going to talk about what we can do about it. Because there is too much mistrust. And anytime we can build more trust, we build a better relationship with ourselves and with our partners and with our friends. So we start off life, and think about whether you start off life trusting people. As an infant born into this world, we cry and are comforted initially by whoever we attach to, whoever brings us into this world and brings us life and brings us as a parent, as a support person, and we are comforted and calmed and fed. Those are the initial things that build trust in our relationships. And think about whether you're someone who initially, just like a baby coming into the world, starts with trusting to go, I need help, and trusting that you get it. Or whether you're someone who goes, I need help, and going, I'm not going to get it. So are you someone who initially trusts people or initially distrusts people and expects that they need to build their trust with you? Because if you're aware of that, it will help you in your relationship with yourself and in your relationship with others. Because that next stage is this stage of Erik Erikson's developmental process, is trust versus mistrust. And that's developed at the peekaboo stage. What's the peekaboo stage? The peekaboo stage is the stage where object relations theory talks about this, where you start to trust that the objects in front of you are going to come back. So when your parent goes, peekaboo, you come back. When a parent leaves the room, you trust that they're going to come back for you. It is this stage where abandonment starts and mistrust begins. Because if a parent leaves the room and you are not taken care of, or if you are disconnected or stolen or removed from the contact with that initial trust that you started to develop as an infant, then that's what creates the damage of abandonment and is something that can be repaired but needs to be worked through and redeveloped. Adoption at that stage and at all stages creates a question of mistrust, creates a abandonment that needs to be worked through to be able to go, was that my primary figure that I was connected with and that is ripped from me? Or did you have enough trust with other figures as well so that that disconnection from the parent was enough to be able to go, oh, I can still trust people, myself, the world, I'm still worthy. Because trust, when destroyed, creates the sense of no longer being worthy. And I can't even trust myself that I'm worthy. It's sad. So let's define what trust is. Trust is a firm belief in the reliability, truth, or strength of someone or something. The reliability of someone. You can count on them. You know they're there for you. What is cheating? To cheat is an act of dishonesty or unfairness in order to gain something. So when people cheat, what are they gaining? They're gaining an outside relationship. They're gaining attention. They're gaining support. They're getting love. They're getting physical affection from someone else. And the cheating is the dishonesty about it. If you are in a relationship and you say, I'm going to go out and sleep with somebody else, I'm going to have an emotional connection with my coworker, I'm going to hide my phone because this person I feel comfortable with and gives me attention and praise is someone who I don't feel comfortable sharing that with you. That's cheating because there's dishonesty in there. If you can openly say, here's my friend who's giving me lots of attention and praise, and I really like that, and they're really supportive of me. Are you okay with that? Well, you're not going to be unless you fully trust yourself and that other person. Because the subtle mistrust is so common nowadays. It is the amount of interaction that we have, and media that we have, and ability to find each other on our phones and be able to go, I know right where you were. Well, but if you're honest about it, then it gives the other person the opportunity to choose to continue to be with you and trust that I know where you're going to be. I can count on you. You're going to be where you said you were going to be. You're going to be where I know you go. Or it gives them the choice to go, I don't like what you're doing. You're honest with me about it, but I don't like that you want to go sleep with other people. I don't like that you want to stop by somewhere after work for a drink. I don't like that you talk with your coworker or that you get texts randomly in the middle of the night that I don't know who they're from. They can make the choice to be like, I can't tolerate that. That's not enough. I'm not going to maintain this relationship and do the work unless you do the work to be honest with me and want to be with me. Because those are reasons to give for somebody to break up with you. Because you don't have enough trust in yourself to be able to go, I can't be honest with you to say, this is what I want. I want this and I want you. And be willing to take the risk to lose those things because you have to decide what you want. And if you don't know what you want, you can't trust yourself. So, mistrust and cheating builds on those buttons that we have of abandonment, of hurt, of pain, of never really establishing or losing that initial trust we had as an infant, that initial trust we had as a toddler. When we went peekaboo, you're there. And in a relationship now, if you go peekaboo, you're not there. I thought you were going to be home at 7 o'clock, and instead, you were out. Where were you? That's the adult game of peekaboo. And that is what creates mistrust through cheating. Maybe you're not cheating with another person, but you are cheating on yourself. And maybe you are cheating with another person emotionally. Maybe you are cheating on another person because you're not being vulnerable with the person you have chosen to decide to be the person that you care about the most. And if they have also chosen to be the person they care about the most, then you're not demonstrating that you care that much about each other. And that is an unbalanced and unhealthy relationship that can be solved through honesty and realizing that we're not going to be and like each other exactly the same all the time and just as much, but you're making a choice to be with me or not. And if you make a choice to be with me, this is the honesty that I expect. And this is the support that I expect, and this is the trust that I'm willing to give to you that I expect back from you in order to maintain this relationship. And without that, cheating is inevitable on some level, and mistrust is inevitable. And if you let that fester and grow, it kills the relationship. If you bring it out in the open and the light and the vulnerability and identify it, then it gives the choice to renegotiate and recontract this relationship to say, I'm okay with these things that you do. I don't like them, but I still want to be with you. Or to be able to go, no, I can't maintain this relationship. It's been enough. So, mistrust, trust, and cheating are a vital part to be aware of where we stand of ourselves, what buttons they hit for us, and our abandonment and our pain. And we need to be able to look at what agreements we had with each other. Did we agree that it was okay to get texts in the middle of the night from other people? Sure, as long as we know who they are. Or did we agree to turn our phones off? That is a mutual agreement and a mutual understanding and a mutual respect, which is what are the seeds for trust to continue to grow. Are your agreements tight? Are they nonverbal? Are they non-spoken, but agreed upon? And each time there's a violation of them, is there a renegotiation, or is there a I need to stick to this agreement and you need to stick to this agreement, an agreement that you do that? Because if you don't have those things, you don't have a contract. And you need to renegotiate your contract until it becomes something that's a standard that you both expect and you both understand about each other. Because when those get violated, that's the cheating, that's the mistrust. And the more trust you build, the harder the fall into mistrust and betrayal. And it's not impossible to build back, but it's a lot more work. Work on myself and work on the other person to be able to do that. And that's what rebuilds the trust, lets it flourish and grows your garden of trust. So that if you can rebuild based on honesty, based on mutual understandings, based on negotiating contracts, and based on being aware of what buttons we're hitting for each other, then we can continue to build trust. And from trust becomes love, and support, and being more relationship ready.